Well, we're finally gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the thing I said I was gonna do a long time ago. It doesn't really narrow it down because I say things I'm gonna do all the time and then never really have the time to do them. But that's all gonna change in the future for reasons I can't say yet. But we're finally gonna build the ultimate shrine and or trigger for GamersNexus, because we all know a triggered GamersNexus is an entertaining GamersNexus. For those looking for a high-end custom gaming experience, look no further than Falcon Northwest. Falcon Northwest has been building PCs made for gamers for over 30 years with a focus on a true high-end gaming experience. Custom cases available only through Falcon Northwest feature state-of-the-art testing and design to ensure that every component is performing at their best through thermal imaging and rigorous lab testing designed and overseen by the Falcon Northwest founder himself. With a complete lineup of systems ranging from small to large, every Falcon Northwest system includes a 3-year warranty policy and a year of 2-way overnight shipping coverage, providing the ultimate peace of mind. To see all that Falcon Northwest has to offer, follow the sponsored link in the description below. Today we are going to build a 6-panel array of heaven. It is going to be the best heaven that has ever heavened in the history of heaven. But first we got a lot of work to do. Like, I've got to build a little system to be able to run it. We've got to kind of cheat. We're not going to actually run 6 instances of heaven because that would be pretty ridiculous in terms of GPU power needed, plus hooking up 6 monitors. It means I would need more than 1 graphics card, and I don't want to do all that. This system right here doesn't really do anything anymore. It's kind of turned into our Google Spreadsheets, Google Sheets machine. So I'll probably move this over or something. I'll have a little rig, like a little ITX rig or something for that. I don't know. I'll probably end up turning this into like our full-time power testing station and get it off our GPU rig. That's our GPU testing only rig. It doesn't do anything but GPU test. But I need to get these monitors off their arms, down on the table, back on their stands, because I have to make room for here. And then I have to build a frame to be able to mount the monitors to, because I don't want to put 16 holes in this wall. I'd prefer to just do 4. The monitors we got are actually pretty light. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff we gotta do here. Okay, so I need to get these monitors kind of as low as they can go. It'll be nice too, because we were sitting here always like, looking at it, because I put them too close together, so when the arms would come down, the monitors would smack into each other. So at least that's kind of nice now. Probably gonna take the PMD off of here entirely anyway at some point, because it was the recommendation of Steve actually to have a separate system for power testing. Mostly that way, if I'm doing more than 1 card at a time, I can have like, you know, hyper-threading workflow so that 1 card could be on another system doing power testing and this can be over here doing something else. Since power testing has to run for a certain length of time, having 1 rig for all that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I do need to figure out where the hell I'm gonna put the little mini system. I could also, if I had long enough cables, I don't know if there's long enough to reach top left monitor all the way down to there, but I could like put it on the shelf down there or something. The reason why I need mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort is because we're running a Radeon HD 7750 i6, which is it's got 6 outputs on it. This is the kind of graphics card actually like day traders and stuff would use, and they put multiples of them in their system because then they can just have panels everywhere. Not a gaming card or anything, obviously, but it allowed me to hook up all 6 monitors to it, and these are 12-foot cables, so there should be plenty to reach wherever I need to go. But that's how we're gonna kind of cheat and make it look like we're running heaven 6 times. It's just gonna be 6 videos of heaven running. Doesn't matter if it's really heaven or not. It's still gonna trigger Steve just the same, and that's what we want. Okay, so I got the Acer KA2 series IPS 27-inch monitor. We actually did a video about this when we picked them up at Micro Center, so there should be no surprise that this video is coming. In fact, no one's really asked us like, hey, what happened on the monitor wall? So this should be a pleasant like surprise for people. Anyway, I need to take this out because I have to measure the wall and the height of this and such to make sure that, is that the video playing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, Phil has already worked on the video, and we got a little Easter egg in there.
Ready to see the silhouette.
Yeah, perfect. So the reason why I need, it's fine. It should be fine. Okay, so we'll be having 3 of the, oh, they're a bit fatter than I thought at the bottom. Okay, anyway, we'll be having 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, and then two rows, 3 columns. And what I'm gonna have to do now, because I did get some wood. This whole project gives me wood. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna have to like take all 3 of them, set them next to each other on top of like my piece of 1x3. Then I can mark where I can mount the holes, and then I'll have one row like mounted to a piece of wood. Then what I'll do is I'll slide them down, get the next row going, because I can then measure the height needed, and then I'll make my crossbar for it. Oh, and these are the mounts I got. I got these from Amazon. I was trying to find as low profile of a mount as I possibly could. It is the single monitor wall mount, Mount VW01A, VIV. Oh. See, these have like an up-down adjustment, but if I do it sideways, I'll have a left-right adjustment.
That's how squares work.
That's a rectangle, Phil.
Yeah, but the mount is
And I think left-right movement's what I'm gonna need, because they're gonna easily be aligned on the same plane, because I'm gonna put the, oh, thank God the buttons are on the back and not the side. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of nice, because if we compare this to the size of the 1x3, aw. Well, they're light. I only need 2 holes. It's gonna work. Those monitors are super light. I feel like this freaking mount is as heavy as the monitor.
I think it's foreshadowing.
I don't think it's foreshadowing shit. You guys have no faith. How about this? If it falls, you both get a 50/90.
2 weeks from now, it's like the...
No, it has to fall today.
Okay, today California's biggest earthquake happened.
The acts of God don't count. Why do we have a... Take your Chick-fil-A straw. All right, let's go. All right, so this is the absolute width. So we got 72 inches. This is going to be the most glorious Steve wall ever. If I really wanted to, I could drill extra holes, but I don't know if I'm gonna.
Do it.
That's just making your chances of it falling less.
Yeah, look.
Shut up. Well give you
Shut up, stop.
So that's why I had to cut the pencil. No, no, stop, don't touch my wood. You should never reach across the saw, by the way. I have a whole extra board in case I need it, but I can use these for the uprights. So since I'm making 2 identical pieces, I clamp them together and I'm drilling the holes through now. And I'm also gonna countersink these holes because I'm gonna be using these bolts to pass through the backside. I'll put the bracket down and then I'm tightening it down with a nylon lock washer. So they're definitely countersunk now. So I forgot that these holes are like barely too small. So I have to take them all back off now. And I gotta take them over to my drill press and open up the hole. Everything was tangled up. Now I gotta put my nuts on there. I can't back it out past the nylon nut. It's almost like it permanent on there now. So interesting development. I have the right lock washers, but once they go on, that's hot, don't touch. They won't come off. So Phil thought initially maybe I got the wrong threading, but no, they absolutely are the right threads. I've never had nylon washers like this not back out. It's like it heated and then just like glued and it won't come off with the impact. I even put it in a vise. It's not coming off. So I have Nick, because he ran to Lowe's to get me some hooks so I can hook this on the wall. And now I just told him to get me 1/4x20 or 1/4-20 non-nylon lock washers. So I'm kind of stuck. I have to cut this one off. I was saying off camera, I'm trolling Steve so hard, but all the effort I'm putting into this, who's trolling who at this point? Look at that. The way it should have gone an hour ago. Here's the thing about the nylon ones. We couldn't even get them to tighten all the way down. So obviously the nylon was cutting threads and then melting into position. I even hit one with a torch to see like, okay, can I tighten it down? And yeah, zzz, it tightened down. And I said, can it loosen back up? And it goes zzz, and stops at the end and then welded itself shut. So, or locked. Never experienced that on a nylon lock washer or lock nut before. In fact, Phil was even saying his biggest problem with those in the past is they've always backed out on them when he needs them not to. And then after I tighten these down a little bit, I'm gonna make my cross braces. I'll have one here, and one here. And then we're gonna actually use these picture frame rails, kind of do this, and it's just gonna hang on that. All right, so we gotta blow off all the wood, but this is the bracket I came up with right here. And then, shut up! Out there laughing, immaturity. And then we're gonna be using these actual picture hanger frame rail systems, which say 200 pounds, but we're gonna find out. This probably weighs, honestly, maybe 40 pounds total, maybe 45. And it's gonna be pulling fairly straight down. So that is gonna mount on there somehow, and then on the wall, it's gonna like ka-chunk in there. Okay, so change of plans. We're gonna use these L brackets instead. I drilled out the holes so that I actually have a way to lock it in. So for instance, they'll be hooking on the wall like that. And then what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna have that just locked on there with a washer or a nut, and then it will keep it from sliding off the wall. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We already tested it where we stood it up and kind of hung, and these brackets in the wood holds the bottom monitors just fine. So I got 4 of these anchors, these drywall anchors, which are rated 30 pounds each. So I don't think this is 120 pounds, to be honest, but it's nice because they're all mounted on the same plane. Means I only had to draw, well, I apparently forgot to drill a hole. So I only had to draw one line right here, which means now my brackets can all go on here. And the cool thing is because there's actually insulation in there and the soundboard and stuff, these anchors bite very hard onto there. So just take the anchor. And I did a center point, forgetting that there's a center rail system on there. So I can't put a bracket there. So that's just now for funsies. Hammer these in there. We're just about to the point to where we're gonna be able to start building the computer here, because this all means nothing if I don't have a way to display. So the power strip's gonna be like up zip tied in here with all the power connected to it. And then my long 12-foot cables, I'm just gonna zip tie those together, have them go down. I need to paint this to match. They'll be hidden behind this, which will just be kind of like there, but painted the same color as the wall. So I'll do that later. So let me get my brackets on there. We'll get this wired up. We're getting pretty close to hanging these bad boys. I'm excited. And I'm really a little nervous because I didn't test a single one to make sure they're all working. So there is that.
We're dumb. We are so dumb.
So I get to change gears right now. I'm still gonna wire up my power. I can't wire up my cables. But what I did order was for Amazon overnight, that should be here between 7 and 11. Please be here on the earlier of that scale, that would be great. I got 6 cables for mini DisplayPort to HDMI that are 10 feet long, which would work for this. And then I got 6 HDMI male to DisplayPort female adapters, just in case, so I could still use these cables if I need to. So I got 2 options. But now what I'm gonna do is I have to switch gears to building the computer anyway, so I still have things I need to get done. It's my mom's 75th birthday today, and it's already in the afternoon, so I've got to get done for today as soon as possible anyway. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang this on the wall, and we're gonna let it hang there all night. Oh, and you'll notice that one of these are missing the little stop. That's because that's not one of the ones that's like permanently fused to the nut that's in the trash. So technically I only needed 2 on the outside. The third one's just for good measure. So I'm gonna plug in or put my power cords and my power strip in there and hang it over there.
Why did that sound so funny?
The most disappointing part about this is I now have to wait until tomorrow to see the full effect of the trolling. Whoa, the middle is flexing. I can't see. Okay, switched over there. Gonna go up and left. Yep, right there. Nice and straight. That looks like a Victorville smile. How is it now suddenly so separated?
These are hinged on the bottom.
So they have room to flex. I need to take them back off, and I'm probably gonna have to put some screws, take the monitors back off the bottom, put some screws through the bracket into the wood so it can stop doing that, so it tightens it back up. So now, wait, I got twisted up in my arm somehow. Okay, now you just need to put your hooks in the middle. Well, that's better. I gotta say though, like they're pretty well flushed up against each other, like more so than I truly thought I was gonna be able to get them to do. There's gonna be so much heaven in one spot. Well, I was gonna build an SFF build for this, but I have this that I forgot that I put these parts in and then just yanked the GPU back out when I was testing this case, and I forgot what this case is even called. It's an Antec 8 or something, I don't know. But this is our card that we're using It's the Radeon 70 shits from Vision Tech. This is gonna be the stupidest looking. It's so dumb. There. This is like when you see those dudes that are all fucking jacked and ripped, but they have like ostrich legs.
This is the PC definition of skipped leg day.
Yeah, so this is what this card is able to do in 1080p for heaven.
For one heaven.
9 FPS for one heaven. Obviously we wouldn't be able to run 6 of them. That's why Phil made the video you guys already saw, and as you can see on this system. Yeah, so that's obviously way more believable. I love how it shows locked at 120 because you were using VSync, obviously. I also decided, after all, I'm gonna change the case. It is too big. So we're gonna use, I went to the warehouse, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I got Mjolnir, which is a small aluminum, it's even covered in dirt, I feel terrible. But we're just gonna go ahead and do this. All right, there we go. So that's Mjolnir, and it's a lot smaller. All right, so we gotta go ahead and stop for today and come back tomorrow with the cables.
How? So Jay ordered 12 adapters on accident somehow instead of...
And 1 cable.
Instead of 6 adapters and 6 cables.
So I meant to order 12 of these, or 6 of these, which is main display port to HDMI, single, like 10 foot.
It's almost beautiful.
As if this project didn't need any more fuckery along the way, we think the graphics card is faulty. You'll notice one monitor is not showing up, and we got this kind of a disconnected monitor right here. So Phil has actually spent the last several hours trying to troubleshoot this. If you click, right now it says disconnect this display. If you extend this desktop to this display, it goes, you want to keep these changes, but like nothing happened, it doesn't go. Now we thought initially maybe, did you find out how to fix this shit? We thought maybe it was a bad port because it kept seeming like it was number 3 on the graphics card, but it's not. Number 3 is actually, yeah, that's the one that's actually off here right now. But we can move the bad monitor around based on the order that we plug them in. So it's not a cable, it's not an adapter. We've switched the adapter. We've tried different cable by different monitors. The order at which you plug them in matters. You can see right now, 5 of the 6 monitors are there. And if I restart the system, it might only give us 2 monitors, which is really weird because then you have to go in and activate the other monitors. We even did like, okay, fine. If 5 are working, you have a bad port, whatever, we'll just plug one into the iGPU. We enabled the iGPU in the 9900, and then that didn't work because then it only gave us 4 monitors with a 5th one that wouldn't work. So no matter what, it would always drop the amount of monitors that were available to us to 1 less than was actually plugged in to the graphics card, which is really dumb. We have updated drivers, we have DDU drivers, we have updated Windows. Ironically, this card only has a driver, and it keeps changing which one is the main monitor. Sometimes it's that one, sometimes it's that one, sometimes it's that one. It's just so weird. It is beyond crazy. But anyway, we did actually go down to Micro Center today and grab another one just in case. The first one Micro Center paid for, that one I paid for. So, hey, L5 came back.
Hey.
That's the first time it's actually done that.
It's good to note that technically the only thing that's incompatible is that the driver for a
Windows
card
10
only supports Windows 10. We're on Windows 11. So if switching the card doesn't work, then
we're gonna have to install Windows 10. What I'm gonna do now, because the easiest, quickest fix at the moment is gonna be to switch the graphics card. So I'm gonna do that real quick, which should take all of like 12 seconds with this particular setup. Please work, please. This would be the quicker solution than trying to do Windows 10. Same thing. So now we know it's a Windows potential thing.
Windows thing.
Fuck. Well, 2 days later, don't let it fool you. It might look like it's working, but it's not. It will not survive a restart. In fact, we've kind of learned that we think we need active display to mini, HDMI to mini display, whatever. It needs active, like cables. And we tried our active cables and it's not working. So Phil was able to kind of band-aid it by getting it all sort of like activated in a certain order and getting it all to work. We kind of tried to show you that and it wasn't really cooperating.
Because we got 5 out of 6 on the Radeon working.
Yes.
So that 6th one.
It's on the iGPU on the 9900K.
That one right there is the one that's on the iGPU.
The middle top, right?
Top left. Oh wait, no, yeah.
Middle top is on iGPU. But we can't keep it this way because on a restart it just loses everything and it goes back to 2 panels. So what I'm actually going to do, we're going to end this video here. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I've got the cable channel in there, as you can see. It looks really pretty. We've got the system sitting right there. That'd be funny if it's we got the system sitting right there. And we've got the wall of Steves going here. What I'm going to do actually is we're going to try 2 different things. One, this is kind of a Windows problem. It's the way Windows is allocating the video signals to the monitors and stuff that's a problem. So Phil is actually going to play around with doing this in Linux, in the Linux environment. We think this graphics card and its driver support and Linux will handle this better. It's nothing but a video wall. That's all we needed to do. The other thing we're going to try is I did order 2 MST.
Hi, Steve.
I love that right there. We are going to order 2, or I already ordered 2 MST hubs that will go from DisplayPort out to 3 DisplayPort outs. Basically, that's for like small form factor PCs that don't have multiple outputs. So you can have multiple outputs to extend the displays. So I got 2 of those that I can put a more modern, like 30 series GPU in here rather than dealing with the old 7750 i6. That will be, I think, much better support in terms of active power through the port, because this graphics card doesn't, it's all powered through the PCI Express. So we think we're just hitting a limitation too in terms of power output through the cable potentially, or through the port. So I'll throw in there like I don't know, a 3070 or something like that has, maybe even a 3060 to be honest, that has 3 DisplayPort outs. So 2 MST hubs will go on those, and then I'll just have new cables that are going from HDMI to full-size DisplayPort. I ordered those cables to come with it. I'll try that. If that works in the Windows environment, we'll just leave it. Otherwise, we'll let Phil screw around with Linux and see if that helps it. But as you can see, the troll is real. I have never in my life spent this much time, effort, and money to troll someone. And what we haven't even mentioned yet is that monitor now has a dark dim spot going through it. It might be kind of hard to see on camera here, so I had to order another monitor to replace that one, because as we started getting closer to a solution of figuring this out, finally we just started to have a dark spot go right. You can see it in the sky right there. See, it's got like a dark column going through it. So of course that had to fucking happen. Steve, I'm at least $600 or $700 into this troll wall, and it's not going to do anything but play heaven. It is literally useless to us for the most part. But that is where we're going to end this video. I have spent more time in shooting this video than it ever should have taken, which is putting me behind other projects. So guys, give this video a like. Y'all were like, oh my God, it's heaven on 2 monitors and then 3. And now we can have heaven on what, 9 monitors, because we can also have the test bench doing it over there too. Although right now that's the LN2 setup. But all right, time to go. The Acer KA272, avoid that monitor. Just avoid that monitor. They're only $100, but they're terrible. They're terrible. And why don't they have DisplayPort?
I think we should do a video though on the MST stuff and like or the solution to just, because you know there are some people that are going to need to legitimately run 6 monitors on one card. So
yeah, MST. I should have just gone MST from the start.
Yeah.
I've spent so much money in cables and adapters and more cables and more adapters and.
I mean, like I was telling you, right? Like I don't think either of us have ever like dealt with more than maybe 3 monitors on one computer.
3 is the most I ever did.
Same here, so.
Okay. All right, thanks guys, bye.